Welcome back. Today was a pretty good day for Bitcoin and crypto and markets all alike because of the ceasefire news, but we may have a little hiccup to it. However, look at Bitcoin right now. It is sitting at $106,000. I like to remind you guys, just a day ago, we were at 98,000. That's how quickly things can change. When we fell back down to 98,001, a lot of people were very scared, looking to give up once again, and then boom, we did pretty much a V-shaped recovery, and we are sitting pretty at $106,000. So today was pretty darn good because of the ceasefire news. Of course, I'm sure most of you guys heard enough about that, but there's a little hiccup, there's a little asterisk, because now there's FUD coming out how the strikes from the US didn't destroy everything. And there are core pieces of this nuclear program that are still left in Iran, and how they may be able to spin their nuclear program back up in just months. Again, this is all hearsay. We don't really know, but look at those B-2 bombers. They are things of beauty. But you know that it's throwing a little FUD out there, but the futures market for tomorrow is still looking green. Crypto still holding its gains one way or another. I think most people think that the war is going to come to an end sooner than later. This is not going to be a drawn out thing like Ukraine and Russia. This is something that that will be ending soon. So we will see. But yeah. But like I said, you know, every time we have a little FUD, okay, like this, going back to 98,000, you know what? We have seen a lot of that before, okay? And the best way to think about them is distractions. Also, shakeouts. If you go back in history, we have seen some very, very, very bad FUD, okay? Going back to 2023, Silvergate went under. Okay, we had FTX went under. We got Japan's carry trade that brought things lower. Trump tariffs brought things lower, right? This doesn't even show the war back in 2022 brought things lower. But every time we find that bottom, we come back up stronger than ever. Sometimes it takes a while. Sometimes it takes a few months. But we come back stronger than ever. This is the reason why you want to stay in the game. This is why I'm so bullish on Bitcoin. And there's good reasons. It's not just random. It's not just like, okay, we go under and we just come back up magically. No, it's because people believe. People believe in Bitcoin and continue to stack sats and hodl. That's the reason. And if you are a chartist, you'll see there are some similarities between how we're moving now and 2017 leading up to that huge spike up. We're still waiting for that. We're still waiting for that next leg up. There are a lot of similarities with previous cycles, although this cycle is very, very different, led by institutions. But it does not matter. Bitcoin continues to thrive, continues to surprise people, and continue to go up. It finds its footing and it just does it. And in case you still don't believe any of that, I got something good to show you guys. Obviously, a lot of you guys are in Bitcoin because you know about the dollar. Okay, there's no cap. It's going to be printed forever. 30%, it's more than 30%. It's more like 35, 40% of all dollars in existence was printed during COVID till now. Just think about that. The dollar has been around for over 100 years, and 30% of it was inflated around 2021, 2022, and 2023. Think about that. Of course, there's inflation. And of course, the dollar is controlled by bankers, the Fed, okay, and all the regional banks and local banks and you know what? Controlled by banks. But Bitcoin is different. Set supply. 95% have been mined. So everyone's fighting for what exists. And not controlled by anyone. Decentralized. Very, very different. You can't apply monetary policy to it. You can't do monetary easing or tightening or overprinting. None of that. And this is what's surprising. Since 2020, since I just mentioned, since COVID, if you just held on all cash till now, it's only 5 years, all cash, your buying power actually went down 19%. You can't really see here. Let me see. Let me remove this. Okay. You would be down 19%, meaning you could buy 19% less things now than 5 years ago just due to inflation. If you average cost of goods, services, homes, cars, anything, you put it all together, you're 19% broker than you were 5 years ago. A lot of it is due to that 30%, 30+% printing. Now, if you put a little of that into money markets instead, well, you're better, but you're still down 6.7%. However, had you just put 3% of your money, just 3% of your money in Bitcoin, you would be up 20%. But if you look at just cash to Bitcoin, that's what? Almost 40% difference just by having 3% of your portfolio in Bitcoin. Think about that. Think about it. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. All right. Now, there are other great things that are happening. Today, Powell spoke. Okay. He did say something about he would like to see more regulatory clarity. That would be a good thing. Good thing for America. And that's exactly what's happening. We're seeing the SEC change its tune. We see it with the Genius bill that passed the Senate. And there's more. The administration is also thinking about the debanking rules, or banking rules, I should say, from crypto firms, because there are a lot of strict regulations out there that pertain to normal businesses, but they're also kind of being applied to crypto businesses, and some doesn't make any sense because some are decentralized, some are DeFi projects. There's no set owners. So there are a lot of things changing right now that's going to make it much easier to have a crypto company or create a crypto company and thrive in the US. The clarity is something that we are getting more and more of this year. So it's not just Bitcoin that's going to thrive. There are a lot of others that will too, especially stablecoins, right? Obviously, a lot of you guys picked up that Circle IPO today. It finally went down. A big down day. I don't know if it's going to continue because stablecoins are hot, hot, hot because of the Genius bill. MasterCard, they went down. MasterCard and Visa, their stock went down 5% recently because, and probably more, because of all the stablecoins, because of the Genius bill passing and everything. Okay, so now they're not waiting. They are expanding to stablecoins. With Paxos, with PayPal integration, Fiserv, and other stables, they want to make sure that they're on top of it. They're going to allow merchants and consumers to take and accept stablecoins. They're also partnering up with Chainlink to allow people to buy crypto directly from MasterCard. 3 million customers, or cardholders, I should say, can be making direct crypto purchases with this partnership with Chainlink and a few others. So MasterCard, Visa, they're not sitting idle. They are figuring out, hey, we better adapt or we will become extinct. So stablecoins, obviously a big thing. Now, I talked about Say a lot recently, right? Because they were selected by Wyoming for their stablecoin, but Apotos was also a finalist. Apotos is a big chain created by ex-Facebookers, and they did really well today, primarily because of a few things. The stablecoin Genius Act momentum. They were one of the finalists, but it went to Say. But yeah, Aptos is very much involved, still thriving. Their stable coins at 1.2 billion. Okay, all-time high. So obviously a lot of stable coins, a lot of people utilizing stable coins on Aptos. And today they came out with this Shelby, Aptos and Jump Crypto joint partnership came out. Shelby, a high performance hot storage network. And what is this for? Why do they need a storage network that's going to be on top of Aptos, but there's interoperability with other chains like Ethereum and Solana and others? Okay. Why? Because they want to support things like streaming media, on-chain data, AI data marketplace, DePIN, and social. Basically, they want to make it so that all the hot things on the internet can be stored on Shelby on a decentralized network. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. That's a new thing. And also for Aptos, Aave is expanded to Aptos. The very first non-EVM integration. Aave is a big DeFi project. Started with Ethereum, went to other chains that are EVM based, and now they decided to go to Aptos so that Aptos now gets more DeFi offerings, right? Like lending and staking and all that stuff. Pretty cool. Aptos is moving in the right direction. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. As I'm filming this right now, things are still moving higher. We're at 106.4. We have a decent recovery with ETH, SUI, XRP, SOL, and of course, you got hot movers like Say that went up hugely, Kaya, Aptos. There are a lot of great things in the space, so do not give up, especially with Bitcoin. All right? I will see you guys tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Ignore the FUD, stay strong, and continue to stack. Take care. Bye-bye.